those guys just totally 100% cut us off.
We have felt so unwelcome here the whole time. We made it!
I don't know how, but we made it.
Let's go! We are just getting ready to head back into the harbor where all of the chandeliers and stores and stuff are. Yesterday we ripped out our ICOM MC510, I think it's called, transponder for our AAS. It hasn't been working for about 6 months. Has no GPS connection. We've tried every connection, tried everything, trying to figure it out. And we actually found a dealer here who said, remove it, bring it in, and I'll test it and make sure it's not just the head unit itself. So for those of you who don't know what AIS is, it stands for Automatic Identification System. So this right here is a 0.25 nautical mile ring. It shows all the boats here, and it shows, basically you can cycle through them, see the name of the boat, you can see their GPS coordinates, and then it'll show how close they are in proximity and how soon we will collide. So at night when we're sailing, we can actually see these boats coming at us. They can see us. We can hail each other on the radio because our name or our identification's on there. We can say, hey, Soleus, we are about 0.1 nautical miles apart and 15 minutes. If you divert X amount of degrees to your port, I'll divert X amount of degrees, and then we can do a port-to-port pass. It helps, especially at nighttime, so that we can prevent collisions and stuff, and we can always see who's around us. It's a fantastic setup. Ours, however, has not been working, so we lose GPS signal all the time, and that's what we're hoping to get repaired. Needless to say, we didn't do a whole bunch of research when we installed all this. It seemed like these were fairly new, and they just had come on the market 2 years ago, and they seemed like a really good fit for what we were looking for. We wanted AIS and we wanted a new VHF. They haven't performed at all. Frankly, they're just shitty. So we're hoping that we get this thing back today with either a repair or a solution to getting it to work, because we're going to be starting to do some night passages again, and it's nice to have AIS. Anyway, we're going to rip across the bay through the anchorage. Baby's just getting ready. Yeah, and hopefully we have some good news, so
Stay with us.
Yeah, it's funny, it's frustrating having to fix stuff, but it's more frustrating having to spend good money on it and then fix it over and over and to still not work. So we've had this a lot lately, and it's annoying, to be honest. It's really annoying, but we're gonna go get it. This is gonna be a positive story. I'm feeling good about it.
You got this. It's like Christmas at the mall around here, trying to find a spot to park your dinghy. Every single dinghy dock is exactly the same.
You got it?
So the wicked thing about being here in Marin is there's about 4 different channeries here with tons of different boat parts, and then they've got a lot of specialty stuff, so like work on your water maker, your electronics. There was a fridge guy here, so it's a great place to get things done. And fingers crossed our AIS is ready.
Third time.
Fourth time's gonna be a charm.
Come back at 2. Or let's hope that this is done this time. Oh man. Hey?
It's getting old.
Yeah, it is. It's frustrating because there's no one else you can go to. But, and I appreciate he's super busy. He's a one-man show, but that's tough. Anyway, we're gonna go wander around. We have 3 hours to burn. See if we can find something cool.
Let's go do it.
Funny, we've gone into 3 restaurants in the last 15 minutes to try and just get us some lunch. It's 12:30 to try and get some lunch and a drink, and we've been denied at all 3. And the last place we stopped at, we finally just walked out. It was terrible. I was pointing at the menu, and he's like, no manger, so can't eat. Okay, I said we'll just get une bière and a beer and a daiquiri. And he's like, no. And I said, okay. So he walks me over to the fridge and points to the beer. So I grab a beer and I said, okay, thanks, merci. And then I pointed to Tamara and said, un daiquiri. And he's like, mm-mm. So he points to the menu and points to a rum punch. And I said, no, can we get a daiquiri? And I pointed to the one before. And he got pissed right off, threw his hands up, like, no. And I kind of got pissed off, and I'm like, you know what, let's just get out of here. So I pushed the beer back to him, and we picked up our stuff and walked out. But I think it's really funny. We're talking about how this is just like a big sailing community and the center hub for so many things here. Yet the hospitality, if you don't speak French, is absolutely horrendous. We have felt so unwelcome here the whole time. It feels safe, and it feels like a good place to get things done and get jobs done and completed and stuff, but it's really not friendly at all.
It isn't, and even if you try and do your very best to speak very limited child French, which we've done, it doesn't seem to help or make a difference. So I don't know, we're trying, but it's not working out.
No, and it's funny because we both come from Canada and it's a bilingual country, and we have tons of French friends. Love you guys, by the way. And we both can read pretty good French, but we are terrible at speaking it. And we try really hard. We know lots of the words, but it would be very broken as far as sentence structure goes and stuff. And even I think French Canadian to Paris French is very different too. So we try, but the effort is not appreciated. In fact, it's the opposite. Anyway, we're not just discouraged or completely disappointed, but we considered staying here a little longer, but that's slowly waning, and we're like, why would we stay?
Yeah.
We're not wanted here. So we'll probably move along soon.
We finally found a place to get something to eat.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep. It is awesome. And this Lorraine beer is fantastic. I think it's the best beer that I've had in the Caribbean, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And you can get it on draft, which you can't get south of here. Draft beer is really hard to find, and it's delicious. Makes you fart.
Baby, it does.
Baby, we scored.
Oh my god.
Finally got some service.
I'm so happy. This is epic.
Oh, so good. Yummy. Let's do this.
Okay, good news is we finally got our AIS back. He tested it and it looks like our GPS puck has gone bad, which is kind of a weird thing. The whole thing is less than a year old, but I don't know, maybe some days you get things that were built on the wrong day or the connections are wrong. You know boats, everything's kind of wonky. So he said to bring the GPS puck in tomorrow, and then he's going to test that to see if it's okay. If it's not, then we might have to replace that. If it is, then who knows what's going on. But the good news is our head unit works. So that's nice.
Yes. And we just pigged out and that was awesome.
Yes, it was fantastic. Such good food. If you are ever in Marin, go to Mango Bay for their burger and their mussels because mwah, c'est magnifique.
And it was the first place that we were actually treated like humans. It was so nice. She was a sweetheart.
That was the sizzle.
That was the sizzle, not the steak. No, you know what? Those mussels were unbelievable.
They were, and it was a lot of them. Oh my
It was
God.
crazy. We easily could have shared the pot of mussels.
Yeah.
Which we did, and I ate a burger. So I'm trying to bulk up for my winter weight. But anyway, awesome place. Good news, not so good news on the IS. We haven't figured it out, but the head unit's not screwed, which means that's not a $700 replacement. It's maybe $150 if he has something that he can make work. So we're waiting to see.
Yeah.
More to tell tomorrow.
Hi.
Let's go. Well, after a little more investigation, we found that the barrel connector that connects the GPS to the head unit actually had failed. So quick repair on that, and our AIS is back up and working. Now it's time for us to get a little R&R and head to the beach.
Boy, did we ever need that. After a recharging day at the beach, it's time to get back to Honu to get some work done and clean up Adventure Dinghy.
That was a bit of work. It's funny, Tamara and I split, and I gave the boat a quick clean. I scrubbed the water line on the big boat, and Tamara was scrubbing the little boat. And by the time I got done with the water line on here, I came back, and she had only got half of one of the sides of the little boat done, just to give you an idea how stained it was. And we lift the dinghy every night too, but it still wouldn't get completely clean. There's just, I don't know, soft growth on the hypalon. But we can't figure out what the best solution is for that. Like, I feel like we need to get some chemicals on there and stuff, but if you guys have any tips or tricks or anything to get that stuff clean and get those stains off there, please leave a comment, send us a message or something. We'd love to know. It's kind of a pain and we're really picky, so we would like to get it pretty again. Let us know what you think.
This is a pretty relaxed and easy sail today from St. Anne to Anse de Lorette. It's just south of Fort de France, about a 2-hour sail, so it's not bad. But we're actually downwinding, like completely for the first time. Maybe we did it once before up in the ICW in one of the cuts, but we don't usually get the opportunity to do a complete downwind with just the head sail. And it's been kind of nice. We've been kind of sitting anywhere between 5.5 to 7 knots all day long, just kind of riding the waves and kind of making our way. The boat's not heeled over, which is funny because if we were going 6 knots and we were at a close reach, then the boat would just be screaming and it would feel uncomfortable. But right now it feels like we're going so slow, which is kind of fun. But anyways, it's the big move today. There are lots of boats making their way. You can see them all out there. We've just been inundated with a bunch of boats kind of all day long. So today's the good day. We got some blows coming our way, so time to find a new anchorage somewhere nice and relaxing so that we don't have to deal with any crazy fetch. Anyways, that's today's update. Beautiful sail, sun is out, can't go wrong. These guys just totally 100% cut us off. Unfreaking believable. We almost hit. That was fantastic. Okay, so what the heck just happened here? First off, you need to know that there are some very basic rules of the road in sailing. Number 1, when you have your sails up, you've got the right of way. Number 2, if you're overtaking someone, the slower boat holds fast and the overtaker must move around them. We were full sail cruising along at about 6 knots, and this boat came out of the anchorage pointed right at us. It's no big deal, they were motoring, so they would just pass right behind us. They then proceeded to raise their sails, keeping the line they were on and aiming to pass directly off our bow. Despite our efforts to hail them and ask them to adjust course, they just continued on. So close, in fact, that we could see them staring at us the entire time, like we had the nerve to be in their way. We were forced to jibe, do an emergency turn, causing our sails to flip. It was hands down one of the scariest moments. Thankfully, we got out of there unscathed, and it turned into a learning opportunity. Sometimes, regardless of the rules of the road, you have to make evasive maneuvers to avoid a collision. We wish them a safe journey wherever they are headed, and hopefully we never have to cross paths again.